Hey everyone, I'd like to welcome you to One Better Step, where we believe that life is lived better incrementally, one moment at a time. And the goal, hopefully, the goal of life is just to be one step better today than it was yesterday. And hopefully, that these chats that we've been having on Monday nights have been able to do just that. And I'm excited to be joined this evening with Deb Pomeroy. She is a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and that is a mouthful. Ah, Deb, thanks so much for agreeing to come chat with us this evening.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, ma'am. Now, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. Did I get that right?
You did.
What does that mean?
It's a mouthful. Um, well, it's basically it's a holistic approach to looking at the care of someone. But the functional side is the holistic approach, and the nutrition side is pretty self-explanatory. But I started as an integrative nutritionist, and so I wanted to look into finding out why many people they'll be on this path and to reach their optimal health, and they'll get to a certain point and everything either plateaus or they're not getting the results they're looking for, or they're just not getting better. And so functional diagnostic, the diagnostic part is where I guide them to testing that could dig a little deeper, if you will, and trying to find out why things are not getting better for them, finding the path, opening up the pathways to find their optimal health. So the functional side is basically just the functioning of your body, the physiological parts of your body. And we just dig deeper and become detectives and try to stop that metabolic chaos inside. I hope that defined what it is: functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner.
I was definitely thinking practitioner. I was like working with it backwards. Practitioner, someone who practices nutrition, diagnosing nutrition in a functional way. But you definitely clarified it a whole lot better than me.
I
Um,
hope so.
as you know, everyone right now is living in the Q word quarantine. Um, and in their homes, they're having to relearn the way that they live. They're having to relearn the way that they sleep. They have to relearn the way that they eat. They have to relearn their social engagements because we've never had to live this way before. I know for us in our house, we're having to learn how to live together with our kids. And
Mm-hmm.
so and the things that we could have comfort us in the past, whether it be watching sports or going to our favorite restaurant or something of that nature, now all of those things are just completely gone. So where do you turn? For me, and I'm sure for many others, it's it's the the cabinet with all the food and comfort foods, and so how do we learn how to live this new life and not overeat?
Right. Right. Well, this is the usually the reason that people do come to me, or they've got that question that you just said. Now what? They've either walked out of the doctor's office and said, I've got this diagnosis, or I can't get any answers. So now what? And so um, the first thing that in my family and the way that I share with people that I work with is, well, let's look at you holistically. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling anxious? And as a family, sit down. I would suggest sit down and evaluate each other on how you're feeling about all this, and listen to your children, listen to each other, and and just that talking
Mm.
to each other is going to relieve stress. So it is one of the biggest concerns right now is loneliness and depression and anxiety and not sleeping, which all pushes us to reach for those comfort foods, if you will, chips and candy and sugar